Welcome back. I'm your host, the Good Vibes Gemini, and this is the 30 Days Podcast. Today's topic is all about Chapter 5, All for One. What inspired me to write this chapter, All for One, really are the people throughout my community who provide a service, but they might not necessarily get genuinely thanked often enough for the service they're providing in our community. It's not easy running a business anywhere. It's not. Just straight up. It's not easy running a business. But at the same time, motherhood is not always easy. Fatherhood is not always easy. Growing up is not always easy, right? But when a stranger comes along and they share some joy with you, without you asking for it, it lifts weight off of your spirit and off of your shoulders. A few years ago, during the holiday time, when everybody's hustling and bustling, and you see a lot of red and green around, and I was just inspired to not just mail out cards, but to deliver some personally to some people who were very kind to me when they didn't have to be, especially with just in certain situations they didn't have to be, but they were very kind to me. And it has to do with the environment, not me clashing with them or anything like this. And those people that I went to, I gave them more than a card. I gave them a little bit more than that, a little gift bag, just to say thank you for being who you are, and thank you for what you do. I talk about it briefly in my book, a couple of experiences that I had but I'm just going to sum them up in one. I spent some time observing some people in our community, be it managers, just kind seniors, the crossing guards in our neighborhood, stationed around our neighborhood at different schools and stuff like that. After observing them, I was just like, I've got to contribute something to them because they contribute to us. Hey, I'm not the person that say I speak for whoever. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna speak for my experience, and I'm gonna say that if these people weren't doing what they were doing, I think the hood would be worse. And thankfully, it's been cool. Anyway, so I went on, passed out these bags, and every single person was just shocked. But the funniest one was when I walked up on this crossing guard. It was during the after school time, so like school had just let out in our neighborhood, and the hood I stay in, when 3 o'clock hits, when 2:45 hits, from 2:45 to about 5 o'clock, like it's like steady cars, steady kids walking. It's like steady, it gets really busy over here. And a lot of the crossing guards are older people, but they hang in there. And it was really cold at that time, but me and my daughter walked up to this crossing guard, and he was kind of looking at us strange, because this was around the time where COVID was like kind of, people were backing off of, businesses were backing off of people saying they had to wear masks. So this was around that time. He had on his mask. Of course, I did not have on a mask. and I had my stuff out, and I was just like, here, we have something for you. And he kind of looked at me and was like, I don't want to buy, I don't want to buy. Which I understand, because I do the same thing. If I don't know somebody and they walking up on me with something, look, I ain't got no money for you to have, okay? All my money go to my kids. Anyway, I said, no, sir, we're not selling anything. This is just a gift bag for you, saying thank you for what you do, working as a crossing guard every single day. I see you out here ready, and I mean, even avoiding, trying to help kids avoid getting hit and stuff like that. And I appreciate that, and I just wanted to say thank you in this way. And he looked at me, and looked at my daughter, and looked at the gift, and looked at me again. And his face is like, so many thoughts going through his head. Like, is this for real? I said, here you go. It's nothing major. I just hope that you have a happy and safe holiday, and I just wanted to say thank you. And his smile, his whole face just lit up. Like, he couldn't believe that somebody would say thank you for what he does. So it's situations like that. Not to mention, my daughter was with me and got to see, this is how we do, which she is already familiar with that, but it's just good for kids to see their parents uplifting the next person. You know, we don't need to be showing other ill behavior, you know. So it was good that she witnessed that. It is experiences like that which inspired me to write chapter 5, All for One. What I mean by that is, sometimes it takes a collective to say thank you to that one person, and the impact seems to be greater when you decide, you know what, I'll ask for some help if I need to doing this or putting this together, but I am determined to go share this with A, B, C, and D, E people. Whether that be volunteering your time, taking groceries to a fundraiser, or some kind of food fundraiser, or you know, going out trying to fundraise for Girl Scouts or something. I don't know, you know, just whatever. When you decide, I want to do it just because, the impact is greater. I'm telling you. When you go out and do for others with no expectation of nothing in return, the spiritual energy that you receive helps you in your own walk, and you might not even realize it. But stepping out there, saying that I'll do this, it inspires others to step out there and say, I'll do this good thing too. It's nothing wrong with inspiring good in other people. Nothing wrong with that at all. We need more good-spirited people to show what it is to have Kemet unity, if you will. Those people who aren't familiar with that, it's all good. It's all good. But those of you who are familiar with what that is, you know I'm not lying. It's good to see it demonstrated so that it can be repeated. We all have to uplift one another in order to get through this life. Seriously, it's easy for somebody to say, I'll just do this all by myself, or I'll do whatever all by myself, but that's just not the case. We all fill in gaps and uplift and help one another where we can, when we can, and how we can, you know? So even something that's small is passing out gift bags or something like that, just to random people. You could pay for someone's lunch, like say you're at Subway or something, and it's a mother and 2 kids behind you. You can go ahead and pay for their food. what I'm saying? Just do it. You got it to spare, go on and do that. Do that for them. You know, say like you're at a restaurant, or let's say you're at a restaurant. You by yourself, or you with somebody, or whatever. Y'all chilling, and you see a dad over there with his kids, and he's a single dad. He's there by himself with his 2-3 kids. You never know. Maybe mama's transitioned already, but he wanted to take his kids out, and you see he's straight. He don't look like he's struggling or nothing like that. Just step over to him and be like, you know what, brother, I got this. I'll pay for this for y'all. Just because. You don't have to. It's just a suggestion. I've had that done for me more than once, and I feel very fortunate to have experienced those moments. You know, I was at a place, I pulled up, and the person at the window said, that person in front of you just paid for your meal, so what would you like? I was like, what? She was like, no, seriously, yeah. So what would you like? And I told her what I liked, and apparently the person covered it. They didn't know what I liked. I didn't know that person, but they paid enough to cover my stuff. And I'm like, well, I had the money to pay, but okay, cool. Thank you. That really brightened my day. I was having a tough day too that day. And so that really, really made me feel it. You know what? It reinstated my faith. Not that my faith had been lagging or anything like that. You know, when you have tough days, sometimes you got to be like, ooh, man, am I going to get a break? I'm talking about the moment I thought that, y'all, in that line. The moment I had the thought, and I'm pulling up, let me get my money together, and the chick say, well, that person paid for your food already. I was just like, wow, that's awesome. That just took my day to a whole nother frequency. I no longer had a heavy day. I was not stressed anymore. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to have a big banner with your name on it saying that you did this for somebody or whatever. You don't have to do none of that, because all good deeds are seen anyway. When you do something with good intentions, it is seen, heard, and felt by the universe. Whatever faith you walk by, whoever is your leader, they see it. I resonate with the universe. I know we are all connected to the universe. So when good deeds are done and they're shared and it's sincere, you get back some priceless moments, some priceless blessings, stuff that sometimes you can't even explain to the next person. And that right there enriches the soul, keeps us going, keeps us motivated, encourages us to help the next person. And that is why I wrote All for One. All of us, we can uplift one. If we could just come together and uplift one brother and sister, you know, one brother and sister, and I mean that in a term of being human, and we can uplift one brother or sister, you know, that would be great. We all have the power to uplift at least one person. So I encourage you to go out and do that today, however you want to. I try to do it every day if I can. So that's all I got for you. That's basically it. All for One is chapter 5 of my book, 30 Days and Nights with the Muse. It's available on Amazon right now in digital and paperback format. You should check it out. If you decide to do that, I sure would love it if you came back to the comments section and let others know that you purchased the book. Let us know how you feel as you read it. Okay? Thank you so much for stopping through. You've been hanging with a good vibe, Gemini. I'll see you next time. I send love and light to all those who send it to me. I send it right back to you, ×3. You've been hanging with the good vibes, Gemini. I'll see you next time.